Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and good morning, good afternoon, or good night, wherever you may be. Yeah. So for today, we will go for chapter 4, which is cost of capital. Okay, let's recap back the first three chapters, which is introduction on corporate finance, chapter 1, and then chapter 2 is on financing, loan, debt financing, which is bond. Okay, and then the third chapter is on equity financing, which is in terms of common shares. But now we are doing chapter 4, which is cost of capital. Okay, which is a mix of both debt and also equity. Yeah, and other alternative financing as well. Okay, so the overview of cost of capital. What is cost of capital is all about? Okay, let us read thoroughly so you can understand later. Cost of capital is defined as additional charge. Okay, you see here additional charge. Okay, or pay to the borrowers. To pay after securing funding from the lender. Okay, so as you can see, if the company borrows something from another company, okay, which is borrower is borrow money from lender. So therefore, lender has right to charge any additional charge. Okay, usually in terms of interest, and borrower need to pay an additional charges, or interest. Okay, so what we call as a why the justification of lenders charge the interest, because one is part of return on investment, and then the second one is the return from the interest charge can be covered for any kind of expenses, for example transaction costs, paying commissions, and then documentations, and then any administration expenses. So those interest extra charges collected for the purpose of administrations. Okay, so for example, if ABC company needs to borrow money from XYZ bank, ABC company needs to pay interest. You see, interest is part of the additional charges. Therefore, the interest is considered under cost of capital. Okay, since the word cost means that money out. Money out means that they need to pay. Therefore, what we call as in financing. In finance, usually they will look at the lowest cost. Okay, alright. So the lower cost, the better financing will be, because they want to pay with the low price. Okay, they don't want to pay with the high price. So the reasons why financing are needed by the corporation, I already mentioned about this from chapter 1 and chapter 2. The first one, company or corporation or firm, this one in the context of borrower, do not have enough the amount of capital in hand to fund long-term expenses. In other words, company does not have money, so the other option is they can borrow, okay, or also get the source of fund. So therefore they can do such as capital expenditure, and also long-term expenses, paying salaries, utilities, and so on. And then the second one, company does not have available internal funds to finance the project. Sorry, capital expenditure referring to the below here, which is expand the assets, especially fixed asset. Alright, so if company wants to construct another building, and then build another factory, or buying a new machine, so one of the option is funding. Okay, and then funding, they are required to pay the cost of capital. Okay, alright. So we're referring back to chapter 1 to 3 again. Basic type of financing. Okay, we have three, which is bond, preferred stock, and common stock. Okay, for your information, preferred stock, I didn't mention anything in any chapter 1 to 3. But preferred stock is the same classification as common stock, which is under equity. And this one is under debt. Okay, remember, debt plus equity is equals to asset. If you learn accounting. Alright, so bond, remember, bond in chapter 2, long-term debt instrument issued by a corporation, either public or private, to finance the long-term asset. Okay, debt instrument, that means the mechanism is through borrowing and lending. For example, Plus Highway borrow money from Khazanah National for highway construction. Therefore, borrowers need to pay periodic interest as cost of capital. Okay, but let's go on to common stock. The stock that sold the ownership to public. That means, if investor purchase shares from another company, therefore investor will be part of company's ownership. Okay, so this one consider as owners. Alright, and then they will also enjoy dividends. Okay, but preferred stock is in between number 1 and number 3, a mix between debt, half debt and half equity. Okay, but still have some ownership. It's a hybrid, which is combination of common stock and bond. Okay, which is half and half. Alright, we'll pay fixed dividend as cost of capital. Okay, so the reason why preferred stock is there because they want to mix between bond and common stock. Why cost of capital is necessary in financing? Okay, they can play with the cost of capital. But is it necessary? Yes, it is. So when a company wants to raise their capital by using their bonds, preferred share and common share, whatever the choice between those three, okay, so the element of cost is considered as important because the company will use other people's or other corporates' money to finance the capital, and it is not free at all. That means whatever transaction, there must be some charges. Interest, coupons, fixed incomes, and the others, payouts, and then paybacks. So those transactions, must they are not following exactly the amount, but they must have some extra on that because it is not free at all. Okay, and also company will use other people's money or other corporates' money, not their money. Even though if the borrowers borrow money from lender, the money that borrowed from lender is not borrower's money. Okay, I repeat again. If let's say I give an analogy, if you borrow money from somebody else's, does not mean the money that you get from the lender, that means the person that you borrow is your money. No, it's their money. So that analogy is have the same application at the company, whereby if the company ABC borrow from XYZ, does not mean the money is belong to ABC. ABC is using XYZ company's money. Okay, so therefore cost of capital refers to the minimum rate of return that a company must earn on its capital investment project in order to satisfy the required of return of the company investor. In other words, cost of capital means that how much they have to pay year before they will get losses, or how much cost of capital or additional charges they have to pay to cover their expected return. So if expected return combined together with expected cost of capital, they will be break even, which is zero profit and zero losses. Okay, so cost of capital is important because they want to match with the expected return, so it will become a break even. Okay, so 4.4 is more on calculation. Alright, but before that, I open into any question. Okay, how many percentage for both assignment? Later on we talk about that. After this class. Any questions so far on the concept of cost of capital? So far?
No, sir.
How about the others?
No, sir.
Okay, alright. Okay, but there is no question. Let's move on to the calculation part. Okay, so weighted average cost of capital. So how do we have to calculate cost of capital? It's a method for calculating if company is decided to take all types of financing based on respective weightage. Okay, so what does WACC means? That usually company take only one financing, either debt or bond, and then either preferred share or either common share. But WACC means that what will happen if the company took all these three types of financing. That means if they borrow from banks or company, if they are issue preferred shares, and they are selling common common shares. What will happen if the company taking all these three? Okay, so in the element of WACC, okay, we have remember we have three sources of financing: debt or bond, common shares, and the mix between bond and common shares, which is preferred shares. These are the cost of capital. That means interest or additional charges that they have to pay. And capital proportion means how much that they have to pay. How much they have to issue or borrow the money from. Okay, and then WACC means that the calculation, which is column 4 is equal to column 2 multiplied by column 3. Okay, this is the table for your reference. Okay, let's have a look at this example. I'm going to show you this one because after that we will have study question. I will show you again, and then later on you can try it by yourself. Okay, Sri Mutiara Holdings has decided to expand its business, which requires total fund of 10 million ringgit. In other words, Sri Mutiara Holdings need 10 million. Okay, I repeat again, Sri Mutiara Holdings need 10 million. But the question is, where or which sources that Sri Mutiara Holdings want to get the money from? Okay, so below here is the financial information. So there are three sources of fund or three types of financing, which is bond, preferred shares, and common shares. So these are the cost of capital for each sources of fund. Okay, let's say if Sri Mutiara wants to borrow money, therefore they have to pay interest of 7.5. Or if Sri Mutiara wants to issue common shares, and they need to have pay a cost of 11.8%. Or if Sri Mutiara wants to issue a mix between bond and common share, which is preferred share, okay, they need to bear a cost of 9.4%. That means individual fund. But for WACC, we need to combine all those three. Okay, and then funds allocation means that how much Sri Mutiara Holdings wants to borrow or issue money. So in this case, 3.5 million money came from borrow money, which is bond. 2.5 million came from selling shares or issuing shares, and 4 million came from issuing or selling preferred shares. So if you add these three, okay, if you press calculator, I guarantee you, the answer will be 10 million. Okay, so that's why 10 million ringgit is divided and allocated into 3. Okay, so that means this Sri Mutiara Holdings taking all three options that total up into 10 million. So you are required to compute weighted average cost of capital for this project. So here it is. Okay, you just copy and paste this table, funds allocation. You are required to calculate this part only in order to get WACC. That's it. Only 10 marks. So how to find your weightage? Okay, remember, because of you are taking all these three, that means there will be a portion of allocation. What that means is how many percent bond from total fund, how many percent of preferred shares over total fund, and how many percent that common shares fund allocation from total one. Okay, so the formula for weightage is fund allocation divided by total funds. Okay, remember the total funds here is 10 million. So therefore, for each one, 3.5 million divided by 10 million is equal to 0.35 or 35%. If you multiply by 100, that means 35% from total fund came from bond. And then 4 million divided by 10 million is equal to 0.4, okay, which is equivalent to 40%. And 2.5 million divided by 10 million is equal to 0.25. So if you add these three, which is equal to 1 or 100%. Okay, some kind like pie chart. Okay, which is bond, preferred shares, and common shares. Okay, it's just a matter of how many percent. And then for WACC, column 5 is equal to column 2 multiplied by column 4. 0.35 multiplied by 7.5, 0.4 multiplied by 9.4, 0.5 you multiply by 11.8, you will get these individual answers. And then you add up all this, and then this one. 9.34. Okay, so what does 9.34 means? Yeah, it means if Sri Mutiara Holdings or Sri Mutiara Berhad or Sri Mutiara Holdings, okay, if Sri Mutiara Holdings take all these three options, so they will just have to pay or bear only 9.34% cost. Comparable with this one is quite high, and this one is also quite high. Okay, you see here, this one is more cheaper than this individual, yeah, 9.34, which is less than 9.4, which is less than 11.8, okay, and then which is more than 7.5. Only bond has bested this one. That means bond cost is cheaper than if you take all three. So that is what I meant. Okay, so yeah, this is to indicate that Sri Mutiara Holding has a better option if they are taking WACC. That means combination of all three instead of individual. Okay, so that is a weighted average. That means to balance, yeah, they balance the fund between those three. Okay, that's all about calculation, and that's all about cost of capital. Any question regarding this one? Komati, I will come back to you later about this one. Okay, Ainon, Krishma, Hema, Helis, Ahmed, Alia, any question? Kartini, Vinod, Nazwin, Elaine?
No, sir. No, sir.
Yeah. Okay, let's continue with the assignments we'll provide. Okay, we talk about the assignment later on. I book IV with this one. I keeping view in this one. Alright, so let's have a look at this question. Later on, I will answer those questions regarding the assignment. Okay, I'm demonstrate to you. I think the best one is usually the last question actually, but this one is same. Okay, but no. Alright, I give you demonstration on how to answer question 4. That means question 1, 2, 3 and 5 the working is similar. Alright, question 4 ya. Pemadam manufacturing is interested in measuring overall cost of capital. They required 15 million external funds to initiate a new project. So that means, in other words, pemadam manufacturing wants 15 million. But the question is, how much and where they can get those money. Okay, below here are the capital information. So which is bond 8 million, preferred stock 3 million, common stock 4 million. So if you add this 3, that means it is equal to 15 million. But let's say if this one is not equal to that one, that means I'm doing a wrong question. Okay, I'm issuing a wrong question. So you need to cross check. Yeah. And then these are the cost quotation, which is cost of capital. 4.7 from bond, 6.5 from preferred stock, 7.7 from common stock. So you are required to calculate this one. Manufacturing, not manufacturing, sorry. Okay, so simple. So question 4. I think this is a shortcut I want to do. Like this. Just so fun. Quotation. Cost quotation. Add another 2 columns on the right. Okay, which is weightage. And the last one is WACC. Okay, so weightage usually long. Okay, weightage is equals to amount divided by total funds. Okay, so for bond, which is 8 million divided by, okay, I should take this one, total. Okay, so maybe total, if you press calculator, where's the calculator? Okay, so this one 8 million plus 3 million plus with 4 million, 15 million. Okay, just to confirm, RM 15 million. This one total WACC. Okay, so 8 million divided by 50 million. So where you will get 8 divided by 15. Take to decimal point, 0.53. And this one 3 million divided by 15 million. 3 divided by 15, 0.2. And this one 4 million divided by 15 million, which is equal to 4 divided by 15, 0.27. Okay, just to cross check, to make sure that this one is equal to 1. So 0.53 plus 0.2 plus 0.27. Yes, you get 1. That means that is a right calculation. For WACC, the formula is column number 4 multiplied by column number 2. Okay, which is this one, 0.53 multiplied by 4 divided by 2 plus 4 multiplied by 3. This one, cost quotation. 0.53 multiplied by 4.7, 0.2 multiplied by 6.5, 0.27 multiplied by 7.7. Okay, so for your information, this cost quotation, they given this one if you take fully. If you take full bond, if you take full preferred stock, if you take full common stock. But this one only 0.53, 53%. So you cannot put 4.7 here. Okay, which is 0.53, which is apart from 4.7. Okay, so 0.53 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 4.7, which is equals to 2.49%. And then this one you don't have to divide by 100, no need, because percentage and weightage you can multiply straight away. 1.3%. And the last one 0.27 multiplied by 7.2.08. Okay, so once you are done, okay, you need to calculate all. That means add up all. 2.49 plus with 1.3 plus 2.08, which is 5.87. Okay, so at the end of the day, 5.87, which is less than this one, which is far better than if they take individual option. Okay, but bond is the best one compared to WACC. The purpose of WACC just to balance up the minimum and the maximum one. Okay. Alright, so if this company, Pemadam Manufacturing, took all these three options, they only have to pay or bear a cost of 5.87. Okay. Alright, so that's all for chapter 4 and the question as well.